hi, hello, how are you? I'm Pia. Today we're doing a little bit of a different style of video. I'm going to be doing like a fall reset. So basically, it's going to be my fall TBR and also decorating my apartment for fall. I've seen a lot of reset videos going around on BookTube and just YouTube and my Instagram in general. So I have really wanted to hop on the bandwagon, but I don't do a lot of things. So basically, I'm going to share with you my fall TBR, my decorating of the apartment, and my Notion fall goals, basically. I decorated my Notion page for fall. So that's what this video is. I hope you'll stay tuned. Let's get into it. So let's get started with the TBR portion of this fall reset. So my fall TBR is an ambitious one, as it always is. I've got some really long books here, some kind of intimidating books, and a lot of things. So let's start taking a look at what I've got on this list. The first category of my TBR are rereads. Now I really want to reread some of my favorite fantasy books this fall because fall is just fantasy season for me. So the first book that I would love to reread is The Starless Sea. I want to read and annotate this because I kind of annotated when I first read it, but I have not since reread it and been able to annotate it, and I did get this copy expressly for the purpose of annotating it. The Starless Sea is my favorite standalone fantasy book by Erin Morgenstern, and it is a portal fantasy with a book inside of a book, many books inside of a book, and lots of interesting doorways and keys and fun magic system and mystery going on here. So I really love this book and I just have been dying to reread it. I recently got my dad to read it, so I've just been really itching to read it again and brush up on it, especially since he's been talking to me about it. So I've been really hoping, needing to get my hands on this again. I can't wait to read this again. Along that same vein, I also, since my dad finished The Starless Sea, I got him to read The Night Circus. So we're kind of doing a book club right now where we're both reading The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern because he was like, what else has this author written? And I was like, let me tell you, The Night Circus. So I'm reading this for the second time as well. I think I read this for the first time like 4 years ago. So it has been a while and I've already started it. We both already started it and we're trying to kind of keep a somewhat similar pace. I've read the first part so far. So this is a book about a magical circus and the beginning of kind of circuses as we know it, and some magic within the circus and a big old competition of magicians. I don't want to spoil it. I was like, I don't know if that's a spoiler. It's really fun. There's stories, great romance and friendships, and family dynamics really in this book. And I really remember enjoying it when I read it. I don't love it as much as the Starless Sea, but we'll see if I love it more the second go round. But he of course has my copy, so I don't have it with me. And then the last book that I want to reread this fall is also kind of a series, but hopefully I'll just reread the first book, and that is The Name of the Wind. I showed these off in my recent book haul, but I got the UK editions of The Name of the Wind, and I have read this book twice. I have. I've already read it twice. Read it for the most recent time last year, so about a year ago. I want to read it again, and I want to annotate it. Yeah, I've mostly just listened to the audiobooks for these because the audiobooks are absolutely fantastic, and I highly, highly, highly recommend them because there's like a lot of music influence in these books, and so I do recommend the audiobook because it has a lot of fun music elements in there. But I think I will listen to the audiobook as I read it physically for the first time and annotate it because I just this is just the perfect fall book. Like, I know everyone like thinks of like Harry Potter when they think of fall, but I think of The Name of the Wind because it's a very similar, like, going back to school. It has a big influence in like the school setting, especially in the first book. Second book we kind of go off the rails a little bit, but there's just like so much to love about this book and the series. Like, there's so much like intricacy and detail within this world, and it is a high fantasy, so there's a lot to absorb, and I just think I could just keep rereading the series till the end of time, and I probably will, but I'm just so excited to like finally annotate them. That just makes it even more fun. And I have some videos planned for the fall, as always. I do plan my videos pretty far in advance. I won't tell you what these videos are for, but I will tell you the books. So the first one, I would like to read Death in Her Hands. I recently included this in a 5-star predictions video. I will be reading my 5-star predictions in a video. This is like not a spoiler. I will read them, I guess. I have never read what's this author's name? Otessa? Ooh, I'm blanking. I haven't read one of this author's books before, but this seems like the book that I will like. It's really introspective. It's about an older woman who's slightly losing her grasp on reality, maybe losing her memory, and that is like a very interesting concept to me, and it's been compared to We Spread, and that is one of my favorite horror books, so I'm really excited to see her try to solve this little mystery. And I love books about obsession. It's got a lot of things going for it that I think I would love. That's why it's a 5-star prediction. Another 5-star prediction that I'd like to get to this fall, because it just seems like the perfect time to read it, is Clytemnestra. I feel like I've always read Agamemnon in the fall for various classes, and I've read the Orestes trilogy a few times, so I, as we all know, love Clytemnestra. She's one of my favorite characters in history. Well, in the history of characters. And I am just really excited to read this reimagining. I, again, don't know really anything about it, and I don't want to, but I think it'll be perfect for the fall season. Then I'm gonna read 19 Steps. This is a book that is coming out, and sometimes I just like throw things in. I'm like, maybe I'll read this for a video. This is by Millie Bobby Brown, and it's a historical fiction. I don't really know what much else about it, but I thought it might be interesting, and the people might want to know what it's about, so it's on the TBR. It's coming out, I believe, in September, so keep an eye out for that one. Some other new releases that are coming out in the fall are Iron Flame, sequel to Fourth Wing, which we all know I loved. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the sequel. The last book ended on such a fun little cliffhanger, and it was just like so quirky and cool, and I'm really excited. I'm nervous in some ways because I'm like, sequels I just don't typically like. Also because this book is coming out very soon after the first book, so I'm a little bit like, did we have enough time to really like solidify the story, or is it just kind of be like a middle book syndrome? I don't know, but I am very excited to read it. I do need to get my hands on a copy of Fourth Wing so I can get my hands on a copy of Iron Flame as well, but I'm very excited for this to come out. I think it's coming out in November. Then The Brothers Hawthorne just came out. That's another new release. It came out at the end of August, and this is the kind of fourth book, like companion book in the Inheritance game series. I was like, what is the series called? These books just scream fall to me. I think I've read most of the Inheritance Games books in the fall. I could be making that up. I don't really remember, but I just feel like a little mystery. I just feel like they're so fall. Like, they're so fall. Like, the richness of like the like atmosphere and the like house. I just feel like Knives Out is a very fall movie, and this is like a very like, it's just like kids Knives Out. Knives Out for kids. But this is like a companion. I really don't know what this is about. I think we're just starting up a new mystery, which I'm very excited about because we have the whole Hawthorne family, and they are a whole mystery in and of themselves, and I'm pretty excited about it. And then The Wake Up Call by Beth O'Leary is also another anticipated release that's coming out in the fall. I don't know when. And I'm nervous about it. I'm nervous about it because I did not love The No Show. So we'll see, because she has written some of my favorite books and then wrote one that I didn't love. So we will see if I get to it and if I enjoy it. I also will be reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes for my book club at my school, and we're gonna be hopefully watching the movie because that's coming out this fall. I think it's coming out in November. I don't have no confidence in myself. But yeah, I'm really excited about reading that and watching the movie because it's one of my favorite things to do. I've done that for like most things. It's just marathon, same story, and I find it really fun. The last book I have on my TBR is kind of a stretch, but I hope I can make it into a video, and that means I can get it done. I want to read it this year. Finally, I want to read it, you know? I think I can do it. I've had this book for a long time. I think this is the year. I think this is the year because you know what? If I hate this book, which like I very well might, I just need to not own it anymore. You know what I mean? Like I'm just ready to like unhaul it, but I want to make sure that I read it first. You know, I want to have the accomplishment of reading it. And I have gotten 700 pages into it, but I'm gonna have to start fresh. Guys, I'm gonna have to start from page fucking 0 because I don't remember this book at all. I don't remember anything about it. I know there's two timelines. One's in the 50s, one's in the 80s. I know one guy dies, and that is not a spoiler because like who could that be? That could be anyone. Yeah, I don't know a lot about it, but I think it could be a feat, an accomplishment that I could seek. And you know what? I have this like overconfidence in myself that I can read long books when it has not been proven in my life. I want to read it. I want to read it, and I want to read it in the spooky season. Not gonna read it for my readathon, but definitely gonna read it in some capacity. Yes. Yes. And that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to like and subscribe to all the things, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!